Hi, welcome to the first public version of In the Kitchen with Anthony. Usually I do this out of my test kitchen, but today, being that we're all trying to stay safe, we're going to do this out of my home kitchen here in West Palm Beach. So I work for a company called Acosta Food Service, and we are the sales and marketing arm for some great companies, food manufacturer companies out there, like Barilla Pasta, Ken's Dressings, Highliner Foods, Purdue, Medea, and so many more. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a 3-part video series of recipes that we can do at home, but more importantly, recipes that our restaurant partners can do as meal kits so that they can just be put together quite easily at home, but still have that same high quality and finesse that they would get as if they in your establishment. So for the first recipe today, we're going to do something very comforting. We're home, we want the comfort food, and there's nothing more comforting than pasta, and especially when we combine cheese and some cream and things like that to it. So we're going to do a linguine with a roasted pepper cream sauce. It's got a touch of Parmesan cheese, and we're featuring today Barilla Linguine Pasta, okay, and Divina, which is from Food Match, Divina Roasted Peppers, as well as some cream, some Parmesan cheese. And what we're going to do is I've got cooked off a quarter pound of linguine, Barilla linguine, and it's pre-cooked. I cooked it to about 5 minutes, then I drained it, tossed it with a little bit of oil, and then cooled it off in the refrigerator so that when you prepare it as the final dish, it's going to be nice and al dente still, and it's going to hold all the integrity that you want as if you ate in the restaurant. So this is a really simple dish. A lot of times when we're doing pasta with cream sauces, they really don't travel all that well. They get a little bit gummy, a little bit thick. So we're going to show you a lighter version of how we can do this. So I have here a stick of butter, quarter pound of butter. I have quarter cup of Parmesan cheese. I have a quarter cup of diced Divina roasted peppers. And I have a quarter cup of heavy cream. So this is what we're going to do. So we're going to take this butter and we're going to take it over to the mixer, and we're going to beat it with a paddle attachment to it, and we're going to beat it until it doubles in size. And what we're trying to do is to aerate that butter so that it's lighter and that it coats the pasta like a creamy sauce without using a lot of heavy cream. Notice we're only going to be using a little bit. So I'm going to take the butter. Let me just get my bowl here. So I'm going to take the butter. I'm going to put it right in the bowl. Okay, and with the paddle attachment, we're going to whip it till it's double the size. Now, just for the sake of noise and time, we already have one prepared. So to whip this takes about 5 to 6 minutes whipping it till it hits the consistency that you want. And from there, we're going to put on a low speed and then incorporate the roasted peppers, the Parmesan cheese. Okay, and in that Parmesan cheese, I also have a pinch of white pepper just to give it a little bit of heat. So we whipped up that butter, and if you notice, it whipped up to double the size, so it's got a nice light red color to it. You have your roasted peppers in there and your Parmesan cheese, and we're going to kind of put this all together, so it's going to be real simple. So we're going to come over to the stove here. Okay, we're going to heat up our saute pan, and in there is when we're going to put just that little bit of heavy cream. So now this is going to make 2 servings, okay? And most of the recipes that we're going to do are going to be 2 servings. Figure that's going to be enough for, usually just 2 people in the house, and it's just an easier way of going about it. So as that cream is in the pan, it's going to start to heat up. What we want to do is we want to take our linguine that's pre-cooked already, and we want to put it right into the cream so that this way, as that cream heats, the linguine is going to cook just a little bit more. Notice I'm not putting it back in boiling water because there's no need to do that. So we're going to put our linguine in, okay, and we're going to just let that start to heat up. Okay. So, the thing with Barilla Pasta is that it's really the best pasta you can actually use out there. Most of the time when we're cooking at home, we're going to cook that pasta and then eat it right away. And the best way of doing that is the instructions right on the box, where it says for al dente perfection, cooked at 10 to 11 minutes. So we took that by half and cooked it to 5 minutes, so it still is going to hold its integrity once we're finished. So if you notice, The cream is starting to heat up. It's starting to bubble a little bit, okay? And we're starting to get a little bit of warmth going back to the pasta, okay? Let that sit for a minute or so here, okay? Give that a little toss. Make sure we're cooking everything, okay? And then from there, we're going to take that butter, we're going to put it in, okay? And we're going to start incorporating that butter and the roasted pepper mixture right into the pasta. And what it's doing, it's going to start creating its own sauce to coat the pasta. So you're not using a lot of heavy cream, you're keeping it light, but especially when it's to go, you're not going to really get that gumminess that you're going to get from a lot of heavy cream. Notice it's starting to thicken up a little bit here, okay? Okay, incorporating that all in there. Nice little toss. Okay. Now, if you were doing this with just regular butter, what you're going to get is you're not going to get that creamy coating on there, and it's going to start getting a little bit oily on you. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here, we're going to plate this. Okay, again, this is for two. You know, perfect portion size in Europe is usually 8 people to a pound. I know we do a little bit more than that here in the States. Okay, and we're just going to portion that out right there. Now, if we were doing this to go as a meal kit, the best way of doing it is we're going to keep it simple. And I've got some product right over here. And we're going to label 1, 2, and 3. So we're using our Pactiv containers here. So number 1, as we did in the pan, is going to be your heavy cream. Number 2, you put your pasta in it. And then number 3, you have the butter mixture and roasted peppers already mixed up. Now we can add just a little bit more Parmesan cheese on here if we want. And we can garnish with a little bit of roasted peppers. And this is going to be comforting. It's going to be able to travel really well together. And let me just kind of show you the recipe here. So these are the ingredients, okay, that we have here, as well as the cooking instructions. Okay. And if you need more recipes or ideas or comments, Anthony Marola, you can reach me at amarola@acosta.com. Or if you want to check out the Acosta Food Service website, it's www.acostafoodservice.com. Until next time, we'll talk to you later.